I love Canadian history, and I also love food, and I like Canadian dishes. And over the course of our history, we've created a lot of really great dishes. So in this series, I'm going to explore the history of those dishes while I make that food. Now, I am not a cook by any means. I have basic skills and a basic kitchen, so we're going to learn as we go, and we'll see how things turn out at the end. Now, to kick things off, because it is Christmas Eve, we're going to try that amazing French-Canadian dish, Tourtière. On Christmas Eve and New Year's, French Canadians celebrate Réveillon. Réveillon was first documented in the 1700s in France. Back then, it was a night-long dinner party held by French nobles. But as time went on, it was adapted by others in France and found its way over to New France, present-day Quebec. At this point, it was associated with Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Réveillon is an important time for family to get together and to enjoy each other's company. It can include lobsters, oysters, escargot, and turkey with chestnuts. In Quebec and other areas with large speaking populations, Réveillon typically includes a variety of tourtière. Often tourtière includes pork as the meat filling. However, beef and chicken can be substituted. Pork bothers my stomach, so I chose a mixture of ground beef and chicken myself. Now, champagne or sparkling wines are often served during the dinner. And traditionally, Réveillon begins with midnight mass and the party continues until Christmas morning when the children get up to open their presents. After the Quiet Revolution, Réveillon was celebrated earlier in the evening. In the 1990s, Quebec restaurants started to serve Réveillon dinners at a more sociable time. Traditionally, Réveillon planning begins in the middle of November. Lavish dishes, the best the family could afford, were planned. Animals were butchered for the feast and their meat was frozen to preserve it. Delicacies such as black pudding and pâtés were also planned. Réveillon is celebrated in Quebec and parts of Manitoba, Ontario, Alberta, New Brunswick, and many other French-speaking areas of Canada. When Réveillon is celebrated at New Year's Eve, it is typically celebrated with friends at a party. A cabaret show has been a traditional part of the celebration, although how a person celebrates varies greatly across Canada. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you do, you can check out my podcast, Canadian History X, available on all podcast platforms.